everybody, I'm Randy with Networking for Law Students and Lawyers, your place for networking and academic tips for law students and recent graduates, as well as pre-law students. So I passed the bar on the very first try in February 2020. Today, I just want to do a quick video on some last-minute bar exam tips for the day before and the day of the bar exam. I'm also going to give you some tips on what to do if you forget a rule during the bar exam. So if that's something you're interested in learning, just keep watching. Adopt this mantra, and it's only 2 words. Nothing new. Wake up the same time as you would the day of the bar exam. The day before the bar exam, I don't want you to do too much studying, and I know that sounds counterintuitive. In fact, I prefer if you just relax. The days of the bar exam are going to be jam-packed, so the day before, watch a comedy on Netflix, take a relaxing bath, whatever it takes. Make sure you go to bed at a reasonable time, keeping in mind the time that you must get up in the morning to take the bar exam. Don't try anything new the day before or the day of the bar exam. No new foods or drink. Don't drink any alcoholic beverages the day before or the days of the bar exam. It may change your focus or upset your ability to sleep. Have a regular breakfast. If you don't normally eat breakfast, this would be my one exception to the nothing new rule. You should eat something before you sit for the bar exam. Even something light. With respect to your breakfast, I suggest that you have a plan on what to eat, prepare for, or order it in advance the night before. I don't want you to waste any time preparing or suffering from decision fatigue in deciding what to eat. Decision fatigue is when a person just becomes mentally exhausted and may end up making bad decisions as a result of having to make too many choices. Be mindful of your caffeine intake the day before and the day of the bar exam, and how that will impact your restroom breaks and your ability to sleep. So with respect to decision fatigue, please put your clothes out that you're going to wear on the bar exam, put it out the night before. This should really be loose, comfortable clothing. When I took the bar exam, I bought tagless baggy shirts from Walmart. It had a tank top under it, just in case it got hot. Don't wear anything that pulls, is too tight, or scratchy material. I just don't want anything shifting your focus during the bar exam. So the day of the exam. Congrats, you made it to the day. The first time you think about the law, the day of the exam, really shouldn't be when the exam starts. Practice a few questions, perhaps both multiple choice and essay, before you sit for the bar exam. I just want your brain to be totally focused when the exam starts. You may not want to look at the answers this time because if you got it wrong, it may shake your confidence. But if it won't, look up the answers as well. Make sure you set an alarm for when you absolutely have to leave, or if you're taking your exam remotely, you have to log in. So what if you forget a rule? 4 tips on when you forget a rule, and this actually happened to me on the bar exam on the first essay, and I still passed. So number 1, the manner in which the questions are written, you should have enough information within the fact pattern to make up a reasonable rule. I know that sounds a little crazy, but you've practiced enough essays and multiple choice questions over the course of your bar prep that's prepared you to do this. Based on the facts given, make up a reasonable rule. Emphasis on reasonable, not just something out of the blue, but based on the important, seemingly legally significant facts within the fact pattern. What facts give rise to a conflict or issue? What would each side argue? Think about what's missing from the fact pattern, and that would help you analyze it if it were there. Number 2. Read the question and fact pattern again. There may be something that you missed on the first read. Number 3. Another thing you could do is start broad and then narrow it in and or eliminate. Which of the subjects are you in? And then jot down all the general topics as to what it could possibly be asking, and then fine tune it. This would be like the skeletal or tack 1 to 2 page outline that you may have done in law school. So let's take torts for example. The subjects would be negligence, intentional torts, and strict liability. So taking negligence, are there any defenses triggered? What are the defenses to negligence? And then keep narrating it in based on the facts in the fact pattern. Number 4, get up and go to the bathroom if you're permitted to do so in your jurisdiction. Reset. Splash water on your face, stretch, then go back to the room and read the question again. You might have missed it because you were nervous. Finally, I don't want you to be frazzled on one essay that you mess up on the entire section because you're feeling dejected. In this limited situation, I just want you to have a ruthless mentality that keeps you moving forward. Once it's done, forget about the first essay and move on to the next. A note about open book bar exams. So some jurisdictions have an open book exam. If it's permitted under the rules of your jurisdiction, you guys know I'm a fan of checklists regardless of the type of exam. So have a binder with 1 to 2 page checklists for each topic that are tabbed and color coded. In an open book jurisdiction especially, it could be argued that everybody will be able to identify the right rule. So you really need to focus on the analysis and the issue spotting. So you need to get to those rules fast. Motivation. There's probably a lot of people telling you, quote, you got this, but you may not feel like you do and you're feeling scared. I don't want you to go into the exam with a sort of weak worm of the dust mentality. Try to shift your focus and your attitude. Don't beat yourself up because you think you should have learned or mastered something earlier than you did. Most people taking the bar exam memorize things in the last few weeks or days of their bar prep. It was a marathon, not a race. You've earned this. You've been through so much already and you've made it through all of that. Everything you've done has led up to this moment. You rocked the LSAT and you didn't think you could. You didn't think you would get into law school, but you did. There were times that you didn't think you would make it to graduation, and again, you did. This is one of the last steps of becoming an attorney, your dream. So it may be helpful to think about why you want to be an attorney in the first place. And this is a standardized test, albeit a hard one, but it can be mastered. Think about all the other people that mastered the bar exam. I mastered the bar exam on the first try. Am I any smarter than you? I assure you that I'm probably not. And finally, if you're taking the bar exam now, during COVID, you were one of the first ones to take the bar exam, the modern bar exam, in the middle of a global pandemic. So cut yourself some slack. Would it be the worst thing in the world if you don't pass on the first try? No. No employer, nobody in the profession ever asked, hey, how many times did it take you to pass the bar exam? Nobody asked that. Last thing, and then I'll let you go. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate the decision you made to take the bar exam. Not everybody does. So whether you pass or not, that decision should be celebrated. So I hope this video was helpful to you, and I wish you the best of luck on the bar exam.